Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Wednesday, August 23, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Los Angeles Dodgers vs Cleveland Guardians. Our team pick is Los Angeles Dodgers minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. When looking at the last 7 games for both pitchers, there is a massive difference as Clayton Kershaw is 5-0 with a 1.26 ERA and a 0.86 WHIP in 43 innings of work. Compare that to Xavier Curry, who is 0-1 with a 4.01 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP in 24.2 innings in that stretch. When diving into these offenses in the second half of the year, there is a huge difference as the Dodgers are scoring 5.68 runs in 34 games, while the Guardians are averaging 3.86 runs in their 35 games. Go with the Los Angeles Dodgers to cover the run line here. Our total pick is under 8 runs. And here is why. When looking at the pitching in the last 15 days, the Dodgers are leading the majors with a 2.08 team ERA, while the Guardians are 5th with a 3.15 team ERA in that stretch. These offenses have been doing well as Los Angeles is scoring 3.4 runs per game, while Cleveland is averaging 2.4 runs per game during the last 5 games. All in all, go with under 8 runs in this game. New York Mets vs Atlanta Braves. Give me the Braves and the spread. And here is why. The Mets managed to take the first game of the series by a score of 10-4. Francisco Lindor had a homer and 3 RBI on the day, while DJ Stewart and Rafael Ortega also homered. Jeff McNeil had 3 hits and an RBI, and the top 6 hitters combined for 12 of the 14 hits in the victory. David Peterson gave up 4 runs in 4.2 innings with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks, but the bullpen was strong throughout the rest of the game. Pete Alonso has been the power bat among all of the batters on the Mets this season, bashing 39 home runs, while the player with the next most has only 23. Alonso is also the leader in RBIs with 95 and OPS with .860. Brandon Nimmo has the highest batting average in OBP, .270 and .367, among all New York hitters still on the roster. Kodai Senga leads the rotation for the Mets with a 3.19 ERA and 129.2 innings. Nobody else on the roster has more than 100 innings thrown in the year. Senga has 154 strikeouts, while the player with the next most has only 83. Adam Ottavino has the most saves among players not traded away with 7 and 9 chances, and Jose Quintana has done well in his limited starts to his name this year. The Mets officially threw in the towel for the season when they traded away Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Dominic Leone, Tommy Pham, and David Robertson, just to name a few. They also acquired Phil Bickford and Adam Kolarek from the Dodgers, but they are clearly looking towards 2024 and 2025 to get back in contention. Jose Quintana will get the start for the Mets in this outing. Despite his 1-4 record in 6 starts, he has a solid 3.03 ERA and 1.26 WHIP on the year. He has 25 strikeouts through 35.2 innings pitched and has gotten better as he returns from injury. In his last start against the Cardinals, he threw 6 innings and gave up only 2 earned runs, while striking out 5 and walking 4. 8 players are listed on the injured list for the Mets, with Starling Marte highlighting the list. Marte is the only player projected to return in August, while the rest are out until the middle of September or for the season. I believe the previous match was an anomaly, particularly since the Braves didn't have one of their top pitchers on the mound. Charlie Morton has consistently performed well, not just this season, but throughout his career. Moreover, the Braves possess one of the most formidable offenses in MLB. The recent 2-game losing streak also suggests that they are poised for a rebound victory. Notably, Atlanta boasts a strong 42-22 home record this season, while the Mets struggle on the road with a 28-39 record. Furthermore, the Mets have faced difficulties against teams with records above .500, registering a 31-40 record. Given that the Dodgers are closely trailing Atlanta for home field advantage in the playoffs, the Braves are determined to avoid a 3-game losing streak. My pick is the Braves to cover the spread. Our total pick is under 10.5 runs. And here is why. While these 2 teams combined for 14 runs last game, I expect them to lower that total in this one. Jose Quintana has been solid since his return from the injured list, and Charlie Morton is more than capable of providing a quality start for the Braves. The Mets held down the Braves in the bullpen, and the Braves are well known for their ability to shut offenses down with their own bullpen. The total of 10.5 runs is a bit high for my liking, and in their previous series against each other, the Mets scored a total of 3 runs in 3 games. The under was hit twice out of 3 times, and I expect something similar in this series. Boston Red Sox vs Houston Astros. Take Boston with the money line. And here is why. The Red Sox loss in the series opener on Monday night halted their momentum from a 3-game sweep of the Yankees over the weekend. The offense did muster 4 runs in the loss and had scored at least that many over a 5-game stretch heading into Tuesday. With a .761 team ops, Boston's offense ranks 6th overall, and their 611 runs scored are 8th most. Justin Turner's positive presence continues to shine through as he is tied for 7th in the AL with 79 RBIs, and his .288 batting average was 8th best in the league. Entering Tuesday, he had 10 hits and 8 RBIs over his last 7 games. The Astros did not help their cause at all by allowing AL West rival Seattle right back into the race with a sweep, but they quickly put that behind them with a nice 9-4 win in the series opener versus Boston. It was the 8th time in the team's last 9 wins that the offense scored 7 runs. They sat 13th overall with a .253 team batting average for 126 games, and their 617 runs were 6th most overall. Kyle Tucker continues his monster season, leading the team in average, .297, home runs, 24, RBIs, 92, and OBP, .377. Over 17 games in August, the Astros outfielder drove in 20 runs and scored 10, while swiping 4 bases without being thrown out. This is the first series these two have played against each other this season, with the other happening at the beginning of next week. Houston owns a 6-4 advantage over the last 10 matchups, though Boston did take 2 from them at home last season. Sale has been damn near unhittable in his return, allowing just 3 hits over 9 innings. Over his last 4 road starts, the Red Sox ace went 3-1 with a 3.22 ERA and with 24 strikeouts. Through the years, the Astros have hit a measly .175 against Sale, who owns a 5-3 record and 2.20 ERA against them over 9 career starts. And while Urquidy may have a strong track record against Boston, he has only 1 quality start on the year and has been pretty shaky at times, allowing 4 or more runs in 3 of his last 5 starts. Our total pick is over 9 runs. And here is why. Houston owns the 5th best team ERA in the game at 3.84 over 126 games, and their 1,134 strikeouts were 7th most. They had allowed at least 5 runs in 5 of their last 7 games prior to Tuesday. Urquidy returns to the rotation after making his last appearance out of the pen, throwing 2 scoreless innings against Seattle. Urquidy is a perfect 3-0 in 3 starts against the Red Sox, with a 2.50 ERA and 20 strikeouts over 18 innings. Given the way that Sale has returned with a flourish, this number might seem a bit to consider an over, but hear me out. Sale has yet to go 5 innings in either start since coming back, and his high pitch count was 65 in his last outing. You cannot expect him to blank the Astros for 8 innings and 105 pitches. He may give up a run or 2, he may not, but once Houston gets into that Boston bullpen, then all bets are off. Then there is Urquidy, who has been a little rough at home this season, posting a 4.35 ERA and allowing 6 home runs, compared to just 1 on the road. Per Covers.com, the Astros have gone over in 9 of their last 14 games, and the Red Sox have gone over in 14 of their last 23 games on the road.